For the first time in forever, I'm filming a video. For the first time in forever, I don't have any makeup on, YOLO. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna include that in the video. Hey everyone, it's Kayla, and yes, it's been a very long time, and no, I don't have any excuses, so let's jump right into the book haul. So remember how I said I was going on a book buying ban before BEA? Well, that kind of didn't happen because February happened and so many books came out. And then, you just can't buy just 2 books. Who does that? Really, normal people do that. I'm not normal. Not this girl. By the way, thanks to Sharon at MagnificentBooks, I invested in some do-it-yourself lighting. I don't know if it makes a ton of difference, but I like this lighting quality better than my old videos. I will leave her video below explaining what to do and what materials to get, and thank you, Sharon, for the tips. And you should go check her out if you haven't, because she's an awesome booktuber. By the way, look at my shirt. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Oh my god, oh my god. Ready? 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 Game of Thrones reference! What? When fandoms collide. Okay, so first I got Enclave by Anne Aguirre. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a dystopian, and it's an underrated dystopian. Not a lot of people talk about it. And I know Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey has read this series and actually really liked it. So I wanted to see what it's about. And Book Outlet has really cheap books, guys. Go check that site out right now. But yes, I'm not exactly sure what this is about as far as dystopians are concerned with. I believe it's a unique plot. And yes, I buy books based on the recommendations of other people without even reading what it's about. Ah, look how shiny it is. Moving on. I also got Unite Me, which contains the 2 novellas to the Shatter Me trilogy by Tahereh Mafi. Not only did I get Unite Me this month, I also got Ignite Me, the 3rd and final book of the trilogy, and now I own everything in the series, and I can just sit and marathon and fall in love with Warner because I know it's bound to happen. This is about a girl named Juliet whose touch is lethal, set in a futuristic society where people develop supernatural powers based on what I've heard on BookTube. And yes, I'm so excited to jump into this fandom because I feel like I'm going to be obsessed with it. And can we just talk about these beautiful covers? Oh, they're staring at you. Not this one, but Another book I got from Book Outlet is The Game of Triumphs by Laura Powell. This is the first book in the Game of Triumphs series. As part of my graduation book haul, I got The Master of Misrule, which is book 2 of the series. In order to read book 2, I need book 1. And can we talk about these covers too? Yes, I buy books based on the covers, even when I shop online, people. The story takes place between 2 places, modern-day London and a kaleidoscopic alternate reality known as the Arcanum. But yes, it's about trials and tribulations and adventure, and I just know that I might love it. So why not just get 2 books without reading the first book in a series? I mean, I've never done that before. Totally lying, guys. Totally lying. I am super excited for this next book, which actually isn't even a book, but I got a Wreck This journal. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you know sometimes that I post doodles on there, and I love to draw. Maybe I'll insert some drawings as I'm talking right now. But I cannot wait to do this. I chose the silver one because I want to draw all over it with black Sharpie, so I am super excited for this one. Let me know below if you want me to do a video series on Wreck This Journal. The next book I got is a sequel in a YA fantasy trilogy, and it is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. It is the sequel to Shadow and Bone, and apparently I think it's set in Russia based on the illustrations and what I've heard of it, and I've heard nothing but amazing things, and you know how much I love YA fantasy. It's like my favorite genre. It's the genre that I'm writing my own novel in. I feel like I'll love it just as much as I love The Girl on Fire and Thorns. Well, maybe. The next book I got off of Book Outlet for like $6, and it is the hardcover copy of Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, the sequel to Cinder, which is book 1 of the Lunar Chronicles. And I had Cinder and Scarlet on my Kindle, but I loved it so much that I needed the physical copies, especially considering how beautiful they are. And of course, I couldn't stop there because one of my most anticipated releases of the year is Cress by Marissa Meyer. And no, I haven't read it yet. What am I doing with my life? I have no idea. I have no idea. For those of you that have been living under a rock for the last 2 years, The Lunar Chronicles takes place in the future. It's a sci-fi retelling of fairy tales. Book 1 follows a retelling of Cinderella. Book 2, Red Riding Hood. And now Book 3, I believe Cress is about Rapunzel stuck up in a satellite instead of a tower. It spans continents on Earth, which is one of the best parts. Normally in these futuristic worlds, we only get one country. And I just love it. It reminds me of a cross between fantasy and sci-fi and dystopian and just go get it. But look how beautiful. Look how beautiful the spines are. Yes, yes. This is huge. Cress is huge. I was in a reading slump for a while, but now that I'm out of it, this should be my main priority. Hello! And the last book I got from Book Outlet is The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson. He is the in fantasy writer right now. Everybody is buying his books, and I loved Steelheart by him. I gave it a 4 out of 5, I believe. Super creative. And I have the whole Mistborn trilogy waiting for me over there. Hi! I believe it's either middle rate or YA. All these drawings and stuff. And Regan over at Peruse Project loved this book, so I can't wait to see what all the fuss is about. And it's a beautiful hardback. Only like $6. Also on my iPad, hopefully I can insert a picture somewhere, I got Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I cannot wait to read this book. It is really hyped up on BookTube right now. It sounds awesome! And it kind of reminds me of The Prestige, if you ever saw that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, how they're like dueling magicians, but I believe this book has like dueling supernatural elements, and yes, apparently there's time jumping and things like that, so yes, I'm excited to read it. And I know Jessie at Jessie the Reader loved it, I know Regan loved it, I know Lainey loved it. I'm excited for this book, guys. I also got My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. You know, I need those cutesy romance novels every now and again just to be like, my life is never gonna be like that. I can't wait to get all warm and fuzzy inside. The last book I got on my iPad is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and I'm reading this with a bunch of people on our BookTube Reading Buddies group on Goodreads. I will leave that link below. I'm really enjoying it. It's high fantasy, but it's not really focused on fantasy elements at the part that I'm at anyway. It's about a group of thieves basically, and I'm really enjoying the adventure, and it kind of reminds me of Ocean's 11. I think I saw someone compare it to that on Goodreads, and also Aladdin. Mindy from Mindy Reads considers it like Aladdin, but fantasy, and it's just really awesome how the plot is developing. I love the characters. They're so witty, and I never heard of this book before, and when I looked it up on Amazon, and it was like almost 5-star rating with thousands of reviews, I was like, where have you been all my life? Maybe it's like the new Game of Thrones series for me, because it's massive, guys. It's massive. Like, I don't have it in physical copy, but it's like over 500 pages, the first book. My cup of tea. Okay, and now I have a small unboxing for you guys, because I know how much peeps love their unboxings. What is up with my voice? So, you know those times when you order so much online that you just forget after a while what you order? Oh my god! It's not just a book in here. I got Leah Michelle's debut album, Louder, and for those that have been following my channel for a while or know more about my personal life, I love Leah Michelle. I love her. Yeah, if it was Wednesday right now, I'd be like, Woman Crush Wednesday. Seriously, I love Leah Michelle. It's her voice. It's her voice. Love her. For those of you that don't know who Leah Michelle is, I'm sorry. She is the lead female on Glee, this TV show Glee, and she was also a Broadway singer, and she's absolutely fantastic. As an impulse buy, I wasn't planning to get this, and I'm surprised I didn't even get it on Kindle, but it was the same price for Kindle as it was for hardcover, and I was like, hello, physical copy to show up on my shelf. And I got Panic by Lauren Oliver. This book is about a town where every summer they have a competition doing illegal activities, and it's like a massive competition slash game, and the winner gets, I think, like $30,000 or something like that. And it's just, it just sounds really cool. And I love Lauren Oliver's writing. I really enjoyed Delirium, hated Requiem, but hey, what dystopian conclusion do we like these days? Let's be honest here. Except for Into the Still Blue by Veronica Rossi, but that's another topic of conversation. It's kind of weird that the font on this book is the same font for Delirium. Alright guys, that's it for this video. That's all the books I have to show you, and that better be all the books I show you until after I get home from BEA. And I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry I was gone so long. Bye peeps! So I thought in order to read book 2, I needed book 1, and It feels so awkward to film after having 3 weeks off, I'm just saying. Remember the good old days? Ooh. I love holding books like this. Okay, so I got a couple books from Book Outlet and a couple from Amazon because Amazon is my home.